A very close look at the Motorola 5A5. Good afternoon to YouTube on a Wednesday. It is about 1:30 now in the afternoon. I figured, being as I did my flapping video today for Friday, I would decide to make a different kind of video for Friday. So, hey, that's what we're doing. What I am going to do is tear apart this Motorola radio that you bought, or that I bought, for the next project up on the bench, as far as the what's the word I'm looking for? The one where we use the IF section out of one radio, use the RF section out of another radio. Hybrid, that's what I'm trying to think of the name, hybrid. That's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to start that process off. We're going to take a closer look, a really close look at this Motorola 5A5 radio that I bought the other day for 10 bucks. And we'll take a look at that, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Alright, well, you can see there is the radio. Now, you know, where do you start on a radio like this? You start at the beginning. Everybody knows that. There is a screw there. There is a screw there, I believe. I think that's a screw. And there's a screw there. Now, I don't think there's any on the bottom. I could be wrong. There are some rivets down there. There does not appear to be any screws on the bottom of this to hold the chassis in. So apparently, the screws on the that I had just outlined, these on the faceplate, have a lot to do with it. So let's find out real quick what those have to do with it, and we'll go from there. Alright, well, it seems like every time I hit it on one side, the other side goes back in. So, I'm thinking maybe I have another way of getting this off. I just haven't found that out yet. Let me try down on the bottom one more time. It does come off a little bit, as you can see, but not enough to come out. Now let's take a look at the inside real quick. Now this, what do you call it? Now this got some screws in it. Looks like, I don't know if you're seeing it. Yeah, you're seeing it. Maybe I'd be better taking that off. But still, that doesn't get me any closer to the inside. What we've got here on the inside, obviously, is a door or flap, or whatever you want to call it, before I can get into it anymore. So I'm trying to push it out. That doesn't work. Doesn't appear to be anything here in the back. Now there's a screw here, a screw here. Well, no, there wasn't. I thought there was just one screw here, but there are screws here for this flap. I don't know that I can get that out or not. Let's get these rubber things out of the way. Well, they used to be rubber. I don't know what they call them, rocks now. I don't know if this will help me any at all, but at least it would get that flap out of the way a little bit more. Maybe. Nope, not going to let me in there to do that. So, I'm going to have to either watch something on somewhere to find out how to get this thing apart, I think. Nothing there. There are some like rivets, but that wouldn't make any sense at all, taking that apart. There's a button that obviously comes off to reveal something. Maybe there's a screw in there. I don't see it if it is. Not sure what that would be. I don't know. This A really weird setup on this radio. Probably people are laughing and snickering in the background there, saying, "You dummy, this comes off this way, and it does this and it does that." That's okay. Go ahead and laugh. Like I said, the only thing I see is just to hit this a little bit at a time. Not, I don't want to mess it up, but at the same time, I want it to come off. Yeah. I did get the knob off, which, really didn't help me much. Now, there is a couple of screws there. I don't think those do anything. I think this whole thing slides out this metal case. That's my feeling on it. I could be wrong. There's also a possibility, I never thought about this, but what if you took that nut off, took those screws out there, and then maybe the whole thing would slide out the back? But if that's the case, why is there screws around the edge of this to hold this on? That wouldn't make any sense either. I don't think. But I don't know what else to do, so I'm going to try that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. If I can find a good, decent nut driver to get it off. Just not getting there. There we go. Again, I don't know that this is going to work, but it's moving. At least that is moving. When I say it's moving, it's going down into the chassis, or into the abyss. I think that's off there. I know it's off there. I can't get the nut out, but there we go. There's the nut. Now let's try nut drivers on the rest of these. See if that will let this come out anyhow. I can't see what else these would be for if they're not for, I understand they hold something on, but at the same time, what could it be that they hold on? That's my thinking. I may be all wet. I've been wet before. So far so good. One more screw. Well, there was some looseness there now. I just saw it get loose. I don't know that it's going anywhere, but at least it got loose. Well, I believe it's a little looser here. When you're working with something like this, that's all you can do is just sort of kind of take things apart until it comes apart. I don't know what else you could do. This battery thing can come out of here, I think, if it will. That doesn't do anything probably but take up room. I'm sure the batteries are about probably gone as far as the cells themselves. I don't want to destroy that if I can help it, but I don't know what else to do. Hope you guys are seeing most of this. There's some batteries there. I think that's how they come out, but that's not pulling out. see, that's the, what do you call it for it right there? Yeah, this is a little bit of a difficult thing to do. Well, I'm not going to lie, it's real difficult. Very difficult. So, let me let me turn the camera off and do a little bit of work on this and see what I can come up with. I think that's probably the best bet. All right, well, I have made a little progress. You can see over here, what's left of the battery is out. I have not got the D cells out yet, but that's the big battery, the 67.5 volt battery. Like I say, it came out in pieces. That, I believe, is our biggest problem, is corrosion, rust, stuff like that. I think that's what's holding us in. I did get the both the back and the front off by using my Dremel to grind the rivets down, and that worked good enough to get those apart. Now, like I said, it's just a matter of I even took that speaker. There's a speaker nut there that holds the speaker in. Thought maybe that was holding, but that's not doing much of anything either. Next thing to do is get these batteries out. I think they're really crusty. I don't know how much you're hearing that, but really crusty. Probably the only thing I can do is just start working at it and, you know, see what I can get done. I'm going to destroy this part of it. It's inevitable, I guess is the best way to put that. These batteries and stuff are just basically welded in there. I mean, they're, you know, all that corrosion stuff. It's just, this would be one bad candidate to restore. Let me tell you that right now. In case you didn't know that. I thought this would come off now that I've got these, there's 2 rivets on the bottom here. I took those out. And it does seem to move a little bit more, but as far as coming out, I can't say that it is, but I am still working on it. So let me go back to work on it again, and we'll see what we can find out. All right, well, there you can see. There it is in all its glory. It finally slid out the front. Took a while, but I just kept pulling on it and working on it. It was just a matter of the rust. You can see over here, it's ridiculous. I'm hoping nothing's, you know, important is ruined, like the choke, not choke, but the coil, radio, the oscillator coil. That's I need that. The rest of it, probably, I don't really care about that much, but I, you know, like to save as much as I can of it. Like I say, this was no way this thing's going to be rebuilt. This thing is in sad, sad shape. So, I think I overpaid at $10. I really do, so. I'm going to work on this a little bit more and see if I can get it apart a little bit more than this. Get this front off. I don't know if I showed you this, but I did get the antenna off, and it basically connects there. And it's in good shape, so I won't have to worry about that too much. I got to get this battery out of here some way. I don't know how, but it's got to get out of there some way. Again, I think you can see about everything that there is to see. I guess we could show you this side of it. This side doesn't look too bad. The tuning capacitors looks like pretty good shape. So that's good. Like I said, let me see if I can get this apart more, and we'll go from there. I want to get these tubes out of here and see if I can keep them out of harm's way while I'm doing all this. So that's going to do me for a little while. Like I say, I'm going to go ahead and take it. I may put some parting shots on this after I get the rest of it apart. So stay tuned. All right, got to remember to press record, Doug. I had a heck of a time telling you all about the badness of this radio, and now I'm going to have to repeat it all. This is the radio, the Motorola. After the first part of this, I basically took a break, did some other stuff in the living room, and went and got some supper, and everything else that I could think of. And after supper, I decided to come back in here, and it is I think 7 something in the evening. I believe 7:29 now. Still obviously Wednesday. The let me show you what I got here. Yeah, there it is in all its glory. This is all the stuff that came out of this radio, as far as the batteries and the corrosion, and there's all the hardware over there, the screws and things. There's the A batteries there. This is the 67.5 volt battery. It just came apart. It was completely corroded in there. Nothing came out good at all. The battery compartment is just corroded away. I had to basically use my Dremel tool to cut rivets, shave them off to where they would come apart. There, if we look up here, there's all the case parts front, as you can see, and all those parts are up there. The antenna is there. Down here is the speaker. And it came out fairly one piece. I mean, it doesn't, I don't think it was any worse for wear. I think it's still pretty good shape, as a matter of fact. Looks like it's got a hole in it there, but that can be fixed easy enough. But this part here, I took all the tubes out, obviously. And like I said, the tuning cap is still good shape. Everything seems to be intact as far as being there. One of the main things I wanted to make sure was there, I'll turn you over here and show you, is this right here. Now that, I believe, is our oscillator coil, and I'm pretty darn sure it is, as a matter of fact. But basically, what I'm going to do is take all these parts out. I think this is identified on the schematic as far as what pins are what, so I don't think we'll have any problem identifying those. This filter capacitor here is sort of flapping in the breeze, but like I said, this thing came apart weird. It was just... You had to take that Dremel and cut a rivet here or there for it to come apart. It's still not apart. This is the battery compartment here, the A batteries compartment, and what's left of it, I should say. And so, like I said, that's that's a quick look at it. I want to save the trimmer for the RF section, obviously. That and maybe a few components as far as capacitors, or well, not even capacitors, I can replace those, but mainly this, the tube socket, and the tube, and we can rebuild the circuit on a circuit board, pretty easy to do, I believe. So that's probably what I'll do, because this stuff is just a mess. Worst designed radio I have ever seen in my life. It is basically not meant to be taken apart. The only thing that you could possibly do, and it's even difficult to do that, is change the tubes out. Other than that, unless you want to cut it up and get the, like I say, the replace rivets, things like that, there's really not much you can do with this. I mean, it's just, there's a few of the components come out, obviously, this volume control does. But, and the tuning capacitor would come out. It's not a problem. But, like I say, your IF cans are they're pretty solid. But, again, it's a mess, I tell you what. So, not going to worry about it a lot. It's not a big deal. Like I said, paid $10 for this, and it was not worth any of it. But I can't really say that, because if it does what I want it to do, it will be worth it, and I'm hoping that is the case. So, but as far as the radio, there was no way that this would ever be restored. This thing was just way too far gone, and anybody that thinks they could have restored it, more power to you. But I'll be happy to take the parts I want out of it and ship it to you, and you can do what you want with it. So, that's, like I say, I want to use one of the IF cans, the tuning capacitor, the oscillator coil, the trimmer capacitor, again, the rest of the components, the capacitors, resistors, things like that, I can provide those, and just know where on the schematic to connect the power to and things like that, and I'll be fine. So that's all I'm worried about as far as getting all this stuff apart. The rest of it will be put into a box, and some of it will be thrown away. Obviously, the old batteries and stuff will be thrown away. But like I said, the rest of it will go in a box, and I don't know, somebody might want it. I don't know what for, but they might want it for something. But like I said, the antenna, that's the other thing I've got to save. I want to save that. Everything else is, like I say, is up for grabs. Don't you really want a piece of crap radio like this? Alright, I think that's going to do me. I've had a long day, and I've been here in the shop quite a while today. Made a trip to CVS to get some drugs, and cashed a check. Actually deposited a check and things like that. So, and then I went and got supper later on. Went to White Castle's. Haven't been there for a while, so that's what I've been doing. I did think of this. I had some thoughts on these end pieces for the MFP. I'm thinking a darker brown will be better for these than that copper colored. I've got some dark, not dark brown, but brown hammered finish paint. I may use that and dry that and see how that looks on them. But that's my thoughts on that. So who knows if I'll do it or not. You know how it goes. Well, like I say, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.